Quiet, please, backstage.
It's a Monday night on East Depot Avenue.
Places for Act 3 finale.
A chorus of men wielding spears and swords spill onto the floor and surround Arturo, apparently deciding if they will take his head.
There should be this really aggressive moment where all of the spears come up, and you're like, soldiers to arms, let's go get them, you know? It's a moment sort of ripe with testosterone.
It's a Knoxville opera rehearsal for Bellini's I Puritani, or The Puritans. James Marvel is the stage director.
The piece takes place during the English Civil War, and Charles I has just been beheaded, and there is a jostling for power. Oliver Cromwell is attempting to seize power, and so there's an inherent political struggle that's going on, and so there are a lot of very patriotic songs and themes and things like that. But what makes this opera special and really set apart is the love story and just the absolute sheer beauty of the music.
The style is bel canto, which means beautiful singing, but music director and conductor Brian Selesky says it's more than that.
Its vocal difficulties are so extraordinary, especially for the soprano and the tenor, who gets to sing very, very high notes and sing high in their voices a lot of the time. Now, along the way, of course, we get to hear some of the most glorious music ever written and some of the most exciting music ever written.
With a fair face and slight build, soprano Rachel Gilmore's voice is almost startling. She plays Elvira, who fights for the man she loves, only to be left at the altar.
She's one of these typical oppressed, females of that time period. She's very beholden to the men around her in her life, as most women were during, those times. So she's just, basically struggling to live her life and be with the man that she loves, as opposed to the man that her father has promised her to.
Gilmore spent about 3 months practicing before arriving in Knoxville, but she says she'll likely be refining the role her whole life.
The biggest challenge is just that it's so difficult vocally and it's so long that I really have to build my stamina so I can sing the entire night.
Stage director James Marvel says it takes a lot of analysis and interpretation to tell each character's story, their emotions, gestures. Every little detail is important.
The audience might not necessarily appreciate every single nuance, but the accumulation of those nuances, the cliche that the art is in the details is true. Every single moment you saw us work some of these things where they stepped back, sort of suddenly tonight, and we did that one little moment probably 4 or 5 times. But if it's sloppy, then you as an audience member know that it was sloppy.
Yeah, come on, I know you guys should do it. I want a qual terror. Okay, just the chorus there after the water take.
Sweeping each moment into an unbroken ensemble requires a lot of precision and a lot of people under the command of the baton. Maestro Brian Selesky says they have 7 soloists, a chorus of more than 30, 40 people in the orchestra, and many more backstage.
The stage managers and the technical directors and the crews, the costume people, the hair people, the makeup people. It's a small army.
All preparing for Friday. Opening night.
Opening night, of course, is very exciting for me. I'm never nervous. I used to be nervous when I was a child and I gave piano recitals. I was very nervous and my feet would shake.
When you rehearse for weeks and stuff, you can do it. So, you're not worried so much about that. It's just a little bit of anxiousness beforehand.
Nervous energy is a great thing.
But now it's about the thrill of performing for the people. All people.
Certainly people come in suits, but you can come in a pair of slacks and a shirt. You can come in blue jeans if you want. It really doesn't matter. We're here for everybody, and I think everybody has the right and indeed the privilege of hearing these wonderful, wonderful masterpieces.
And masterpiece is the design. Marvel says he doesn't want to do a good show. He wants to do a show that's seared in your memory.
There's something wonderful, I think, about a couple sitting down over breakfast and 10 years after a show and be, remember that production of Puritani we saw at Knoxville Opera?